Hi guys, welcome to Nine Link. This is your host Alex. Today we're gonna do some serious repotting. Also, I bought 3 new pots. They are really good looking, and so it's gonna be my front yard. So anyway, so the mix I'm going to use usually consider a garden soil, peat moss potting mix, indoor potting mix, and perlite. Now the other big batch is for in case we run out of mixing potting mix, and then we'll just mix it in there. So the ratio usually goes 2, 1, and 1. So which one I'm repotting? So let's see. Come to the greenhouse. So I thought about this before. Remember I told you guys Cymbidiums love being pot bounded before it flowers. So it needs a really good bounding before it flowers. Now a couple things. This one I think is way over bounded, so I'm going to I mean I don't care about flowering at this moment. Cymbidium sometimes they display leaves and stuff. It's really good to look at. This one is, I can tell from my experience that like I use a little bit, just tiny bit of fertilizer, and it's not doing the best. And also I think it tried to put out flower, but a few times instead it turned into just leaf shoots. So I'm going to repot this one. And also one of my close friends, she wants part of it, the cutting, the dividing part of the pseudobulbs. So I'm going to divide a small part for her while I do this. And also Cymbidium Tian is doing really well. And I think the main thing is that I did not like the terracotta pots down in Texas. Terracotta pot is great for when you water. You don't need to afraid to be overwatered. It's very porous, and it evaporate water really quick, so the plant's roots can breathe really nice. However, in Texas hot weather, when you put it out there, it's dry summer and hot, and guess what? The water evaporate really quick. The root sometimes barely has time to absorb them. And you have to consider these Cymbidiums, they are root bounded, meaning they require about 2 or 3 times as much water as a regular, not root bounded Cymbidium. So if you think about that, you water and doesn't retain water that well, and the Cymbidium is going to require more water. Guess what? Over the summer, I'm pretty sure you checked the video, quite a few video backs on Cymbidiums. Their leaf gets scorched, and also they're not flowering well because they're not getting enough nutrient, enough water. Cymbidium's kind of like humid and also partial shade. So if you give it a too hot of weather, and also the terracotta pockets heat up, start evaporating water quicker, then it's not a good idea. So I still recommend, if you planting plants, go with terracotta pots. However, it's really situational, depends on where you live. So where I live, I decided to buy these 3. They're not, I think they're recycled plastic, but it's BPA free. And also I drill a hole on the bottom. Let me show you. I drilled 3 holes on the bottom, so keep a good drainage, and I put some styrofoam on the bottom to the cushion, so they don't clog out the hole, and also put the potting mix on top. Now this big bowl is for the I'm gonna mix all the potting mix in here, but main thing, this one is for the Chinese perfume tree that I just ordered. It's a really big one. There are a small one over there, and the Chinese perfume tree grows too slow, and the fragrance is too nice. This person online, they have a discount on it, so I decided to grab it. It's a really big one. So with enough introductory, let's go into a repot. And a couple things about repotting the Cymbidium: you need to get a hammer ready, and I might get a knife to cut the dividing bulbs out from this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to repot this one first, Cymbidium Tian. So most time when you repot Cymbidiums, remember for other plants repot, for example like jasmine, neem tree, whatever, you can use a small what do you go right here. There's a plant shovel. Just go on the side and loose up, and then grab the whole thing out. Now Cymbidium is a little different because their roots are really thick and juicy, and I'm pretty sure most of you guys see the Phalaenopsis orchid, the one sells at Walmart and Home Depot. You see those big roots. They tend to climb onto the pot, so they are very strong. Hold on to the pot. So I initially did a Cymbidium repot on this one like 2-3 years ago. Yeah, you see, you had to use a hammer And well, if you have a plastic pot, it's different. Just squeeze on the side of the pot and then get it out. But for the terracotta pots, most likely the roots are very stick to the wall of the terracotta pots. So we are not gonna use this to go on the side and to shovel down, because that will damage the roots. So what we're gonna do is the slight tab. Well, I mean, if you can go with heavy hit, but anyway, slight tap and break the terracotta pot and then get them out. All right, I'm gonna do that since nobody's helping me filming, so I had to stop this and then break it and then show you guys what's it, how the roots look. Okay. All right, guys, as you can see, I'm gonna put it right here real quick. Got the Cymbidium out. You see the roots are very healthy, but you know what? This one's not getting enough water. The root, most of the time when you press in, it's supposed to be white and fluffy and sturdy, but this one is not getting enough water, so the roots are already empty. But is this a good root? It's still good roots. It's healthy, but it's just not getting enough water. So by getting this good potting mix, new potting mix and new growth environment and water it, this thing will grow like crazy. You can see how strong the Cymbidium roots is. I think so right now we're gonna clean it up a little bit. How we're gonna clean it is we're just gonna like, you know, basically just tab it a little bit here and there. Just get them a little loose, though not too loose. Too loose, they're gonna have way too much root shots. It will take longer for them to fit in the pot. Remember, every time when I repot any plants, I typically want it to have less stress as possible so they can continue to grow right away. If you give it too much stress, no, I'm not against, you know, those YouTubers saying, oh, when you do a repotting, you have to rinse everything off and rinse the roots and everything and then put it in a new potting mix. Yes, that's kind of good in a way, but it sometimes create too much stress for plants. And if it's a beginner to try to do that and then get the potting mix right and overwater just by slightly overwater, either the plant going to a huge shock and died, or it will take a long time for plant to regrow. And when it takes a long time for plant to regrow, but newcomers, they probably think, oh, plant's not doing well. Guess what? You're gonna water more or use fertilizer. You're gonna kill the plant right away. So I don't typically recommend to go and clean it heavily, you know, just like look around, you know, like this dead roots, just cut it off and just basically do a little bit of inspection. Okay, so I'm gonna repot this now, and as you can see, it's really nice. And main thing is, when you look at this, all the roots are white and stuff. That's good. If it's brown and black, those are rotted roots. Okay, all right. Submit update on the, so you can see that I put it in the center. I put it a little lower than the rim of the pots. I don't know if you were, these pots, they have a little hang on stuff to the side, so next time when I move them, I can just grab onto the side and then lift them. So I'm gonna plant all my stuff below, a little bit below this line. So you can see right here where we're putting the potting mix right in there, so it's not gonna exceed this line, so we can grab on it if during the winter time, if we want to move into the greenhouse. That's one thing I really like about this pot. It's good looking and it's plastic, BPA free, and at the same time it has a little hook thing on the side that I can just grab and move them. All right, continue to pot. Okay, all done. See, it looks really good. And the thing is I like about the white color of pot is that it reflects really well with the green Cymbidium leaves, and it looks pretty, right? Looks, I mean, looks good. Looks good. All right, so this one's done, and I'm gonna water it slightly on the side. Now Cymbidium, don't try to overwater, just water slightly on the side with the rainwater. Texas have been having rains the last couple days, so I managed to luckily collect some rainwater. All right, so Cymbidium Xiang repotting is done, so we're gonna switch over to Cymbidium Ruby Chan. Hi guys, okay, this one I just got it out, Cymbidium Ruby Chan. We're gonna repot this one. Man, it's a little heavy on the heavy side. Remember, initially the initial pot cracked, so I put another pot on top of it, and so I don't think we can get this one out easily without using the hammer. So we're gonna do our best. All right, guys, not bad. We got it out. Didn't have to crack the pot. However, you can see the crack from the previous crack on there. Didn't have to break the pot, so this one still can be useful, but it's a bit heavy. It's because it's two pots combined. So I can lift up with one hand on this one, so I'm just gonna show you. You see how healthy these roots are, and also these are a little, some of them are hollow, actually, meaning they are actually not getting enough water, and down here is pretty plump. We're gonna loosen it up a little bit before we plant it, and you can see some of the roots actually right there. It's actually coming up to the pot, meaning it's telling you it's not getting enough water down there. And also, I think that might be a flower bud or new shoots. This one has a lot of bulbs, pseudo bulbs, so it's very healthy. You know what? I think I'm not gonna divide it. I'm just gonna plant it, and then we'll go from there. So you can see this one is really healthy, healthier than the Cymbidium Tian I just did a few minutes ago. The roots are very, very solid. There are some hollow roots around, but it's really heavy, really good. And you know what? I'm just gonna get my friend a different one. This one, it's if I want to divide it, I had to cut all the roots open and then go inside and then cut them. That's just too much stress for the plants. And the last thing I want to do is, you guys know me, I want to give them as less stress as possible when repotting. So I'm just gonna loosen up the roots on the side a little bit and then pot into the new pots. Not gonna divide this. All right, give me, so if you can see around the vermiculites and stuff that I used from the previous planting still there. You can see some of the roots are poking out right here from the inside pot. There's some of the hollow roots I need to get rid of. All right, just do a little tidy job and then good to go. All right, guys, Cymbidium Ruby Chan repot complete. So we can see there are a few new growths out there. There are quite a few new growths out there. That's why I did not want to do a prune or divide this bulb up. The moment I divide it, they're gonna suffer, and some of those will die down. Else, I will divide this and give it to one of my friends. But I'm gonna just order her a new plant, and you know, better that way. Look at this. The contrast between the pot and the leaves are really nice. That's one thing keep in mind, guys, when you do planning on the repotting and stuff. I mean, just for me personally, I think that you have to pick the good pot style versus the top if you want to, you know, put it in front of your house. If you put it in a greenhouse, then you know nobody gonna look anyway. Just use terracotta pots or any kind of pot. You can use a bucket if you want. But for like if you want to present your plants, I think the better way to do it is pick the good contrast between the colors of the plant and the pot. Of course, if extra pattern does help. Now the pot, this one after repot, you can see on the side it's a little dirty. I'll wipe those off later with a towel. But overall, pretty good. And I'm expecting this guys to bloom a lot this year. We'll see. All right. And that's it for today's repotting. Again, still have a lot of potting soil left for the big Chinese perfume tree to arrive on, I think, next week, Tuesday. Then we'll go from there. Thanks for watching again. Take care.